Okay. Good morning. Continue with the mimer. Okay. We're speaking about the oitzer, the treasure that the Anshe Chayil, the foot soldiers, have given to them by the king to win the war. So God creates a world. So there's a battle in this world, darkness, lies of the world that we need to transform. That's what we're here. That's our divine service. Foot soldiers for Hashem. Tzivus Hashem. And in that battle, God gives from his treasures. So we're trying to explain sort of like the source of that pleasure, that treasure. So we use a phrase from um, the in Kabbalah that says that God is above beyond any end and below till beyond anything. So, so just as the Orient Saif, the infinite light of God is below and draws itself down and reveals until that there's no measure, there's no count, right? Now there's just no limitation to how far the light of the Ein Sof comes down. Um, Extends itself and it reveals. So likewise, the Orient Sof is Lamaila Maila Adinkates. It's above to no end. That it is a concealment after concealment in being ascending after ascending. So when it comes down, so this is the kind of the paradox over here. So this is a very refined and not such an easy idea. I'm still working to wrap my head around. So when we say down, down, so we expect that it should be any, right? The lower you go, the more removed you are. No, but the Orient Safe extends itself and is revealed in the lowest of the low. Now, when you're going to the highest of the high, so of course there it's going to be revealed. No, so there it's the opposite. It's get higher and higher and more concealed, lacking the light, lacking the revelation. And in general, that's the idea of Tzimtzum that there was in the Orain Saif. So even though it's a very, when, you know, when first God creates the world, or before he creates the world, this is far beyond creation. That's where we're kind of headed, far beyond creation. And in that place, if you will, not a physical place, and that's, you know, that level, probably better term to use. So in general, we begin with the infinite light of God that fills everything. And on that, there was a symptom, a contraction on that light. And on that contraction, it means concealing the light. And that light is now um, and it is now enveloped in Atmos, in the core essence of God. Okay, so need further elaboration on this. See, the Rebbe says. So we can understand it concerning when we speak about the Or Seif, the infinite light of God, that it comes down to no end, being that the Or Seif essentially is the way it is before the contraction. So from there we can understand the great matter over here of that it's being drawn down till to the lowest of the low, and even then there's lower. In other words, it's because there's no wind. Until there is no Till there is no sensibility, no purpose, right? It's going lower and lower. Right? There seems to be more and more, I guess you would say, randomness as it. So since hmm, hmm, hmm. So to say that to say that God's light can go down to the lowest of the low and the lower of the low. Okay, get that? Right. Nothing will contract upon that light. What's the point? The higher you go, the higher you go in the divine order of things, before there was Tzimtzum, there was Ein Sof. So what does it mean that the Or Ein Sof is above to no end? I mean, before the Tzimtzum, all there is Or Ein Sof in any case. So, like, what are we adding? So that's why he explains that the higher and higher you go, it's in a way of concealment of the light. Ooh. Okay, so let's go further and maybe we'll get some insight. So to understand this further, according to the Baal Shem Tov's teachings, when it says in the first verse in the Torah, Bereshit bara Elokim Ace, that in the beginning God created Ace. He created Ace. It says the heavens and the earth, right? So Bereshit, according to the Targum Yonason, is b'chachma. What does it mean, the word Bereshit? What it means in the beginning, but in what is it referring to in the divine order of things? It's referring to chachma, divine wisdom. Shu Ois Aleph, which is the letter Aleph from the word chachma, or Bereshit, rather. Sorry. Um, so in the letter Aleph of the word Bereshit, that's chachma. As chachma is the first divine attribute, Aleph, the first letter. So, and it is now, it's one letter of many other letters, so it's sort of encompassed, enclosed by the Aleph. Um, so, right, so now it's enclosed. So in the word bara, it created from the letter Aleph, which is the beginning of the word or, light, the light of Atzilus. Then bara, further, the second letter, base, created the world of Bria. And then kind of clothed themselves the letter Gimel, the third letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and then he created below the world of Bria until the final letter of the word Bereshit is a Tuf, that he clothed himself and created this low world. And that's what it means that God, in the verse it says in the beginning, God created, right? So we're saying in the beginning is this kind of Kabbalistic idea of creating the different levels of worlds. So we just explained. And ace is sort of is not a word that has really any kind of a translation or a definition. It's more like an emphasis word. It's giving emphasis. Esashmaim, the, you sometimes would say the. It means the. So the word ace is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and tough is the last letter. So it means it's referring to the letters, because how does God create? Is with letters. Aleph through tough. And that becomes then the spiritual matter of Shamayim, heaven. Eis Hashamayim. And it becomes all of the material, this the spirituality of all the materiality of it is haaretz and the land, right? As the verse says. Very mystical. Um, we have to continue this. All right. Sorry. It's a bit. Anyways. All right.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah. So I'm teaching elsewhere this morning, and so Chumash Rashi for sure won't be at 8:30 or 8:40. Perhaps it'll be at, we'll see if it's possible. Maybe it'll be more a little after 9, possibly. All right. Thank you, folks. Thank you for your patience.